you was one of the ones, man. So I don't never want you to forget that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
But with that being said, now you go on record saying you beat Braun 1-on-1.
Yeah,
you know he's full of shit. He wasn't full of shit. You said he was there.
Man, listen, man.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
You got to think about something, right?
All right.
I'm probably one of the greatest basketball players that really never had the opportunity to play in the NBA.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Like, I could have came off the bench for the Knicks when you was there. I would have probably been.
Let me think about that.
Think about your roster. See, I have a special skill set that I honed over 30 years.
Word.
You know, and I've never just had the opportunity to play because I didn't get a chance to play basketball.
You know what? I'm
just telling you.
No, he had perspective.
Yeah.
I want him to keep going.
Yeah, and so like I beat D Wade. Honestly, I probably beat y'all too. In your prime, I beat you now.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like I'm really like that at everything.
Yeah, okay.
So look, I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad I'm getting this Ocho right here. Right? Part of that. But listen, this brings me back into personalities in sports. Right? When you talk about the history of sports, there was only a couple personalities in sports that we're gonna remember like a record 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now. Right? Anthony Edwards is this.
Yeah.
Like it's this energy, right? It's a sense of freedom. It's a sense of confidence. It ain't cocky,
right?
I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna go walk and I'm gonna go play and I'm gonna go bust your ass and I'm gonna put the HOF jacket on and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this type of nut ass shit. It's entertaining. The way he approached the game and just everything, the way he just say he'll bust our ass.
That's confidence though.
Right? That reminds me of Ant today. Ant reminds me of that.
I was watching
that's some serious shit. Like, and that's why we love Ant today. Right? Because it's like, it's a freedom. It's a sense of freedom.
And you know what the funny thing about it is a lot of people they see the end result. They don't see all the work I put in. They don't understand how I can talk my shit and be able to walk it. They don't understand the entertainment aspect. They just see me scoring on Sunday.
Yeah.
But they don't understand the work, dog. You know, the work. I'm talking about, I'm honing a specific craft to be great at this so I can entertain you, so I can talk.
Yeah.
So the first thing they say about people, oh, he's a hard worker. Well, that's common sense. You know, if you at the highest level with the elites of the elite. So how am I able to do this every week? For instance, just a small example. Let's say we have a football season coming up. I look at the schedule and I take every NFL DB on the schedule and I put his name in my locker before the season starts. And I tell you before the season starts, I'm going to run down this list and I'm going to kill every last one of y'all. And still be able to go out there throughout a full football season and still do it. That ain't shit talking.
No.
That ain't entertainment.
No.
That's a testament to the work I put in the off season.
Absolutely. That people don't see.
Yeah, that you don't see. And it felt good to have that freedom because I was confident in not only my skills, but the discipline and the work I put in. I know y'all ain't finna stop me.
Confident in your work.
I know y'all ain't finna stop me, which is why I'm able to talk like that. But you know, the media, oh, he's a villain, oh, he's cocky, oh, he's arrogant.
Right.
But they never tell the other side of the story and why I'm able to do it.
Right. And that's always been the narrative, like kind of like what you
I like it though.
He's arrogant, he's
I love it. I love it. I bought into it because if I conformed to how they wanted me to be, then my transition, I wouldn't be who I am now.
Right. Not just game, but specifically talking about game, the NFL, football. What receivers were kind of like, because we all know, like, y'all know as athletes, like locker rooms is important, vets is important. Who was some of your wide receiver vets, OGs that gave you game? Like, hey man, look, your foot's this way when you coming off, you bumping this dude too early.
You know what? I ain't had nobody like that. And I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you, especially when I came in, because they understood this motherfucker here to take my spot.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, was that the reasoning behind it? Like,
I don't know if that was the reason behind it, but I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, I went in, locked in already, and understanding that it's not his job to help me. You know, I got to navigate my way and understand I'm at the next level now. Got to do everything right, be sharp, be detailed, be disciplined. And I was already ready because I came in NFL ready, even as a rookie.
Right.
And you could see that day one. Oh yeah, nigga, your shit in trouble.
Yeah. And you think that was like intimidating?
Yeah, and I didn't even have to say it. You could just, the way I walk, nigga. No disrespect.
Yeah, that's a
The way I walk, you know what time
You know
it
what
is.
time it is.
It's simple.
And it's just made motherfuckers nervous. Like,
Man, listen, and when I lock in on that field, I work like a madman, bro. You're not understanding me. I do our team, I do scout team, because I want to be prepared for the dude I'm gonna see on Sunday.
Mhm.
So when I do scout team, that means I'm going against our number one defense. So now I get to work on my shit. Coach, what you doing? You doing too much running? Nigga, please. Give me the play. Let me see the cue card.
Word.
right.
And 3 Big
Work.
Macs.
What the 3 Big Macs. Refuel.
How this man has managed to remain an elite athlete eating only McDonald's.
Word. That guy's saving, man. He's saving
It's good.
How
guys.
you killing science right now, bro? Like, how,
Man, science.
I
listen,
wish, dog.
I don't buy that shit.
I wouldn't
I don't buy that shit. I mean, I'm all about do what works for you and your body.
Right.
But I know what's worked for me since I was a little kid. Since I was 4 years old, I be eating the same shit. Nigga, I played 12, 13 years, not one injury. Well, I dislocated my finger. That's it. I ain't never get hurt. Never.
In
You know,
the
got
NFL,
hit,
that's
got
crazy.
smacked up. Nothing.
what's your go-to McDonald's
Number
order?
one, extra cheese with no onions, cooked on rice.
You didn't let me finish the sentence. You didn't let me finish, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, so in the trajectory of the history of the NFL, man, receivers wise, do you feel like people give you your flowers, or you feel like you recognize?
Yeah, my peers, yeah,
Your peers.
absolutely. The young folk, the young dudes,
all that matters.
love.
Is there anybody that doesn't, that you feel like, man, but it's like still like you'd be like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, man, I
And
don't
all of those that matter do. Now, those that are in positions of power with the suit and ties that don't, that are control of who comes in the can and doesn't,
care. Right.
I don't care nothing about that.
Mm.
That's why I put my own jacket on.
Mm.
I don't want to play politics. I don't want to play politics. And I understand the game of football comes with that. When I put that jacket on, we were playing the Ravens.
I know.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
champ, I already know.
On that catch, I already knew I was crossing the 10,000 yard mark
Mhm.
if I got over 20 some yards that game. At that point, you know what? I'm going to put on a fake Hall of Fame jacket and induct myself in the middle of the season.
10,000 yards, shit.
Yeah, I'm not waiting on y'all because I know how y'all going to play. I know what y'all going to do to me
Yeah.
when I'm done playing. I ain't waiting on y'all. So as far as I'm concerned, my jacket is 101.
Mm.
And I'm going to go make my own bus, 14 karat gold.
What was like the point where you were like, man, fuck. Like, am I gonna do this for real? Like, do I got what it takes to do this? Like, you know what I mean? Or were you always just like confident? Because I like my brother played football. He's like, yo, football. Every football guy something is up. Where they're like very confident,
What you trying
or
to say?
they got a screw loose or something. Something is like,
Trying to say we crazy?
got hit in the head. You said it first thing
I'll tell you right now. In order to play football, you gotta be crazy. Like you gotta have a switch.
Right.
Like I swear, I'm like the nicest guy, man. You know, I like to have fun.
Yeah.
I go to work. I don't care how serious the job. I don't believe because I'm an adult and I have a job and I have responsibility doesn't mean I can't enjoy work. No, I go to work to have fun.
Yeah.
And so, but at the same time, football to me was fun, but it was a different type of fun because it was like I can get hurt, my career could be over, anything can happen. So you have to have a switch. So of course, every football player, and myself included, has a switch because I can hit a switch on you and I can turn into. I care less about you. I'll kill you. And I just wouldn't feel it.
Bro, he wanted to sack quarterbacks. He wanted to hit quarterbacks all day, bro. Like, that's a different switch.
Type. Yeah,
No,
it's a different
for real.
switch.
It's a
Like
different switch.
I can sit here and talk to you like this right now, and then you're on a different team. If you're my mama, I'm gonna try to hurt you. Like I'm gonna knock you out. It just is what it is. That was my job.
Yo, listen, can you look straight down the barrel of the camera and tell my son that?
hey, I can't want for your son more than he wants for himself. That's all I'm gonna say.
True coach speak.
But with that being said, it's kind of like the same in like TV and stuff now, you know. And not that I was always confident, but I had to tell myself, just do it and let it be what it's gonna be. Do your best.
Right.
And I can't be disappointed in that. And also, I like to do things myself. Like, I like to work at stuff. I like to do it myself. I like to do my best, and I trust my gut. Because at one point, I didn't. Trusted other people and leaned on them to tell me, yeah, you should go with this or you should go with that. And it didn't work out. But then, because I'm the name, the criticism's on me.
100%.
And that person, nobody knows who they are. So now I trust my gut. If I feel like I should do it, I go for it. And if it doesn't work, I can take it. But if it does work, I feel good about taking credit too, because I'm not taking credit for something somebody else did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. But you can't be afraid. I've never trained. I've never went to school for anything that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played 1 year high school football. I went to HBCU, Texas Southern. Only school offered me a scholarship. I came to New York, green, didn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in that locker room, see Lawrence Taylor for the first time. I swear to God, I saw Jesus. No, I'm telling you, I say it all the time, man. Everybody was coming in. It was like the vets were coming in for physicals that day, and they all walking through the locker room. I don't know how you felt, right? But these guys are walking through the locker room, and then in came LT. And he was moving across the room. It was like he's on one of those conveyor belts at the airport. He just kind of standing there, floating. But he was floating and moving.
That's LT though, man.
He was like he was a god. And just to be, I was overwhelmed, man. And it took me like 3 years of being with the Giants before, growing up not playing and being at an HBC. Like I got over that and felt like I belonged. And then after my career took off.
One of the things we also talk about on this show is how the players who have the ability to change the culture of a team. Like what kind of shift was there when Saquon was added to the roster?
It was a big shift, man. And we had, since I've been there, we had some good backs. You had Miles, you had Dre, you had guys that were, making those plays and things like that, doing what they're doing. But to me, Saquon the best it is.
Yeah.
The stuff I done seen him do.
That.
And like honestly, during like training camp, I was watching him and I was like, okay, he cold, like he got it.
Yeah.
But then when you watch him in the game, he was just like, this motherfucker is different.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Fuck them narratives.
Like the way, and I ain't like as a receiver blocking. Like once I put hands on, I'm looking back to see where he at, trying to make sure he got the lane and stuff. And like sometimes I just see him like the way he jump cut, and then when he hit the hole, it's like he hit a whole different gear, and you're not catching him. And it was just like, bro, like I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Yeah,
like the ability to just be able to jump cut in tight spaces, and then when you want to get full speed, you're there now. It's no build up. It's like right now you're at full speed.
I gotta ask this question, man. We in New York. I know it was hard for a lot of Giants fans. You played them twice a year. I was at one of the games. At the first game, Saquon came back to MetLife. I was in there. I think he had a chance to break like the single. He had a chance to break some record or something like that. He was like, nah, I'm good.
Cool.
That was nice to do in front of the cameras, right? Behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Especially the way he left New York, and obviously being a good teammate, you want to go out there and win it for him and ball out for him, especially in front of his the team that didn't want to pay him his bread, to be honest, right?
I didn't want him.
I didn't want him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What were the conversations like with Saquon leading up to the Giants games, even just in preseason, in the offseason, just working out with him? Like, obviously, he's always been a great running back, but this year he took it to a MVP all-world level. Did you see that a sort of different sort of mentality to him going into that this season, obviously?
So, when you're in the game, everybody kind of got their own look. Gesture of when like they in that mode.
Okay.
So with Saquon, he be over to growling. So when he growling,
he growls?
Like he in that mode. So like he was on the sideline, he was growling. I was like, oh yeah, like he in that mode. Then that's when he ran the dude over. I like, yeah, he in that mode.
Yeah.
Like everybody had their gestures. Like for me, if I beat on my chest, I'm in that mode.
Okay.
Like when he go to growling, whole different animal, man. And when he went to growling, he ran the dude over. It was just like, okay, and like he was just out there talking like, keep giving it to me, keep giving the ball, keep giving the ball. Like, yeah, this is gonna be one of them ones. So then when he was like, he didn't want to get the record, I'm like, you did all that huffing and puffing to get here, and now you don't want to get the record.
I was like, that was nice dude for the cameras. I'm like, come on, son. Like I was watching the game, bro. I couldn't hear the growling, but
it was classy. You know what I mean? It was classy.
Very classy. Gotta give him that. Very, very classy. You had a front row seat to what I thought was the play of the year this year when Saquon went up there and did a backwards hurdle.
Yeah.
It was a Nike commercial like 4 days later, bro. I was like, yo, talk to me about watching that. Like, I know what I was thinking. I know what the world was thinking when we saw that, but you as teammate, you see to do it every day.
Yeah.
There's no situation you could practice where a dude is going to go and hurdle backwards over somebody. What was going through your mind when you saw that?
So me and AJ, we always talk about like how different he is. Like, we out in the field, he do something like, man, he different. So, at this point, we like, all right, we done seen everything. We understand, like, he different. So when he jumped over the dude,
I go looking for AJ. I'm looking at him like, bro, there's no way he just jumped over somebody backwards, bro. Like, I done seen you do everything already. I would have never thought you'd have jumped over somebody backwards. And it was just like, bro, I can't believe it. Like,
No, I
ain't never seen nothing like
never in my life have I seen anybody do that at a football game.
I don't know what he was thinking at that point in time.
Because it was dangerous as hell.
It was dangerous.
Yeah.
But I also think for him to be able to have that type of creativity in a split second in a moment, right? That stems to where he's at mentally, where he's at confidently, like where he's at as in what how confident he is in his game and in this situation. Because if he would have had that situation, that same situation last year, he wouldn't have did that move.
Yeah.
And I just think the fact that it's a new environment, it was new energy, I got new spirit around me, I got a winning mentality, and I'm doing my thing. I'm going to try some shit. Like, anything happens. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're in that zone like that, you in the zone. When you see like a Steph in the zone and he used to be shooting from half court and shit's looking around, chewing his mouthpiece and shit.
He did a Kobe fade.
It's those zones. Like, you just
40 feet out the other night in Brooklyn.
You got to make spectacular players make spectacular plays. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that it stems from just where he was at personally. Like, just at a level of just peace and like, man, I'm having fun. I'm back having fun with the game of football.
That's a big part of it. You know, how everybody energy is around you. Like, if the energy not good around you, it's gonna affect you.
Facts.
Like, you can try to brush that off all you want.
You could try and be a good pro.
Yeah, if the energy is not good around you, it's gonna find its way to get to you.
You're a product of your environment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and you trying to survive. So, you know, that move just made me, like, when I watched that, I'm like, damn, like, he's just he in a different mode. Like, he in a different mind state where shit is just flowing for him. The wide receiver.
It's one of them positions, man. Where I guess
you know, the perception of wide receivers. You know, they ask you how you handle not getting the ball. That's something we've talked about with other receivers on this show.
Kind of nervous about this
the misconception that comes with just playing that position, that wide receiver position. What's your take on the narratives around wide receivers?
Or just not getting the ball. Man, I think we all seen it first view after that Tampa game, smacking the gum.
Yeah. We saw that.
I felt you, dog. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, get my man a rock, man. Stop playing with him.
Bro, I'm gonna speak on, I ain't gonna speak on all receivers, but I'm gonna speak on, I'm speaking on all receivers. We all feel the same way. But we don't like we don't like not getting the ball, especially like, okay, cool. We done ran about 100 routes in the week. We done watched the film on the DB. We done learned the plays that we want to call. These coaches is telling us, we're going to call this on this down. We're going to call this when we get to this formation. You're going to score off this play. Not only are we watching film, they watching film also. So we got a high qualities when we go into the game. Oh, I'm about to score. You know, it's not often for a receiver to score that much. A running back might score 20 times a game. He can go on the 1 yard line and rush it in from that. We can't. We got to put that ball in the air, do something. So for us, it's only so much opportunities that we have to do what we need to do. And when you tell a receiver he's going to get about 7 catches a game, we calculate that in our head. It's about 100 yards. I need that for my 1,000 yards. I need that to be in a Pro Bowl. I need that to get in the bracket so I can get paid. So you telling us that.
Bonuses and everything in the country.
Right.
Talk about that, because that's something that people don't know.
Then you got 3, sometimes 4 out there on the field. You might have 4 receivers out there on the field. Like, everybody expecting to probably get a ball. Plus, now on top of that, if you don't got 4 receivers, you got a tight end, he's still running a route. You might get a running back, he running. So it's 5 people out there running a route now. And you told me I was going to get the ball, I'm getting open, and I'm not getting that pill, we got a problem.
We got a problem, dog.
We got a problem.
That's why they say receivers are divas?
Yeah,
Okay.
like, we definitely a diva. Like, I know for sure, like, the people that I've played with, and I, like, quarterback can tell you, like, I ain't playing by that ball, bro.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity.
We fuck with receivers. That's why we have a lot of receivers. we feel like that's a position just as fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody who watched the game.
That's excitement.
It's
right
excitement.
There.
Like, it's and it doesn't receive the credit that it deserves.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I like tapping into the mindset of a receiver because to your point, you may be out there the whole game and get 2 touches. Like the fact that you got to stay composed and you done been working all fucking week and you've been told I'm getting it, this is my play. And the quarterback do some dumb shit.
You get nervous and just throw it to the running back in the flats like, yo, fuck shit,
a fumble, he do some dumb shit offsides. Now we got to switch this. Oh, man.
Especially
I would be hot too, champ.
throw it to the running back.
and I know I'm about to be open on this right, but I didn't ran it with the quarterback the whole week. We got to get on time for this. We got to get on time because I want to be on time with you when you coming out the route. No. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
Or
And
the
I got
ball
a-
go low.
and I
see the
got a-
rush coming, he's like,
and I
oh,
got
shit.
a lemon guarding me right here. Like, oh, shit.
And that route far.
Yeah.
And you got to go full speed.
Yeah.
Any switch of tempo that DB know, you got to be critique about how you run this route. And then you don't get it, you got to run back, get it again, and there might be another route that's long. And you got to remember, you might not get the ball in some of the routes that you run. You clean it out for this other dude to get the ball. So now you got to switch over to like, okay, cool. Not only am I not getting the ball, I got to run it to get this dude over here to get the ball. And he get it.
You like, fuck that.
Nah, you can't do that because like you
Fuck the
got a
OC.
relationship with the guys that's in there. Like you
Yeah,
built that.
It's players.
That's why.
Players fuck with players, but
Yeah.
that OC, yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you real quick. You know what I'm saying? On the side, we're behind a little card on the side.
Especially because you don't want to be viewed as that in your room.
Yeah, facts.
As that selfish person. Oh man, Malik don't want to run his route so I can get the ball. Like he's selfish for me because receivers talk to receivers talk to coaches talk to other coaches, and they start to get around to like you the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't never want to be that problem because now they're figuring out about how to get rid of you. And once they get rid of you, and they gonna ask about the coaches, what you think about Malik? Should we pick him up? Nah, he a selfish player. He don't get open for his guys. Nah, you ain't got a job.
That's a fact.
But it's
Last year, Austin Rivers, who's friend of the show, does a bunch of podcasts, made a lot of noise saying in the sports world when he said 30 guys in the NBA right now could play in the NFL right now. As somebody who's played both sports in college, what's your response to his claim that playing football is easier than playing basketball?
Nah, I don't think so. I think just from being able to get on the field perspective, you got to know the playbook and stuff like that. And basketball is like, it's different sets and all that. But football is a whole different language, a whole different world. I don't think nobody just coming out there and just, But I think athleticism-wise, them guys 6'2", 6'3", they 6'5", they can go out there and maul some people and do certain things just because, they athletic.
Right.
I think with the proper training and all that, they probably can make that transition, but just taking them out of there and putting, they're going to get hurt.
Austin Rivers said 30. How many do you think could do it out of the NBA? Is there a number?
30 players in the NBA can
Austin
go
Rivers
to.
said 30 could switch over and be straight.
I don't think I watch the NBA games. I don't think they like even getting hit when they going up for a dunk. Imagine you going up for the ball and somebody just could decapitate you. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say they can't really hit you in the helmet. They gonna get fined, but like, you know how when a new kid on the block, you gonna show him shit.
Yeah.
You take somebody from the NBA and put them in NFL. Oh, everybody gonna be trying to show him.
All right, so let me ask you on like a talent level, right? Like in college, you played against a lot of future NBA guys, played a lot of future NFL guys as well. Did you see like what was the, I guess the question I'm asking is what's like the bigger gap in talent as far as like you playing for Michigan State, you play against a few people in the conference that end up going to the NBA and be like, oh, that dude is nice. But in college football, you're already in the NFL. What seemed harder to attain as far as like pro sports level?
I think basketball.
Yeah.
I don't think you get as many chances, because it's still not as many people on the team. So it's like certain guys got certain roles. Breakout games happen, but you're going to have to dial that in real quick. Football, if you cooking, they going to let you cook and they going to ride the wave until they can't. But basketball is like, sometimes if you ain't that guy that's going to be shooting the ball 15 times and you ain't hitting, you better stop shooting. Football, you're going to get your opportunities, but basketball is not as many guys on the court, and it's about shot making. So I think what make a guy better than other guys is the ability to hit shots, hit tough shots, make the game look easy. So I think it's just different.
That makes sense.
There's guys in the NBA who can't remember plays. No, I'm just saying, like, it's football is very like, intricate. Like you really gotta understand the play call, and it's very detailed. Like basketball is detailed. We go through the plays, we go through the sets.
You smiling as you say that.
Nah, we go through it.
He's from a talent level. He's saying just from a pure talent level.
I'm just saying.
But if we talking everything else, football harder easily.
I'm talking about from motherfuckers remembering plays. A football playbook is way more.
How many plays do you think we go into the game with?
Right.
How many you think? Like a number? How many plays?
Y'all going to a game with probably 50 plays.
I was gonna say 60. We off.
You ain't never seen like when you get the head coach out that bad play and he got that thing about this big and this wide in front of his face. Like, what the hell?
How many plays is on that?
At least 100.
Jeez.
Do you get to all of them, or is that just prep?
Just in case.
That's a lot of bluffing.
That's
you gotta think about it.
I'm glad a football player.
It'd be at least about 80 to 100 because you got situations. Mm-hmm. So you got your first, like however many plays you want to come out with, we're gonna say 10. Mm-hmm. You got your first 10. But them plays ain't gonna be called 1, 2, 3, 4. You might score the first play of the game. Mm-hmm. That second play was probably just a feeder play off of that first play. Okay. But the rhythm of the game interrupts all that.
So that's a counter. Them other plays are counters.
It's just, different situations.
Okay.
But if you on 4th and 1 and your fifth play of the game was some crazy stuff, it's like, I don't think I want to run that. I'm gonna stick to my bread and butter inside zone or something like that.
Copy.
Or we just gonna go the tush push. We just gonna do that. Like, all that rhythm of the game disrupts the play call. Like what he thought he was about to be calling is different.
It feels like there's just less space for improvisation of football. It's like you got to know this, that, and the option to this, that. Whereas in basketball,
make a read.
You got to go out and make a play sometimes.
Yeah. Anybody can make a read in basketball.
Right. Not in football.
So not in football.
Only person
like
reading.
The center it could be out the play and make a read and just flash to the elbow. Right. He can make a read.
Ain't nobody can scramble with the quarterback.
You're right.
Only one can improvise. Everybody else got to do what they supposed to do. When he break character, you can break character.
Yeah. And Tom, you being a dual sport athlete, not what translates from each sport, but like what did you take away from basketball that helped you with football or vice versa?
I think the jumping ability, of course, the quick first step and being able to move laterally. And I think that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. I think football made baskestball way easier because I was already bigger and stronger than everybody. So if you want to be
nobody trying to box out.
Yeah, if you want, I ain't worried about boxing out. I'm just gonna go grab a board. But nah, like you under by 6'4", 215, I'm putting you in the post. Why am I dribbling?
Right.
Swing, man. We're gonna go floppy and punch the ball in. Just punch it in. Don't shoot that.
I like this mentality.
Don't shoot that. throw it down there. Throw it down there. I'm gonna go ahead.
This ain't an old nigga talking. Like, usually it's us over here talking. This is a young guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who understands what it means to get to the money. Mm-hmm. You know. Get to the chicken.
Yeah, man. Barbecue chicken.
Right.
Barbecue chicken, man. Make it easy.
We have a special segment on this show.
Okay.
Called the 7 p.m. moment. It refers to the point in your life, be it personal or professional, where you're at a fork in the road. Where we're going this way or that way will set you down a very, very specific path. So you have to be locked in about what you're going to do, what you decide to do. Like what was that 7 p.m. moment for yourself?
I've had a few of them. I think I've had a few of them. I'll go with professional first. I think, being rookie of the year, when going to the Super Bowl the second year, winning the Super Bowl, third year, season going great, and then boom, it's like the whole world's against you.
Yeah. And
I remember, us not winning that Super Bowl. And the thing was, we were up in that game. It was like, okay, we're gonna win this game. And then all of a sudden they came back in the fourth and it was like, shoot, like. And then the last drive, I remember going out there, it was 2:01 on the clock. I'm like, man, we're gonna win this thing. Mm-hmm. Like, we're gonna win it. Like, let's go. Like, built for this. And play after play, boom, 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 get the ball to Marshawn the first play, a little double move, hit him down the field. We had another big play, hit another one, and then Jermaine makes that catch and then hit the ball to one, and then the play doesn't work. And it's like, okay, being in my third year, early in my career, it's like, all right, that could have really, if I wasn't prepared, wasn't emotionally aware enough, that could have really effed me up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, mentally, emotionally, career-wise, because the whole world's watching. And I remember all the noise around it, this and that, and you know, it was just like, man, like, and I hate losing. Like, everyone knows me, I hate losing. I do not like losing. And so, for me, that was like just a tough moment. But what was good out of it, you know, coming out of it is that I remember waking up early the next morning, and I remember my mental coach Trevor hit me up and he said to me, sent me a text, and he said, you know, this is going to be hard for a while, but it doesn't mean it's forever. Doesn't mean it's going to be hard forever. And I'm like, and so then I texted him back. I said, I agree, or whatever. And he hit me back. He said, you ready? I said, I'm ready. And so we created a whole plan on me going down to San Diego, getting away, you know, just being locked in, zoned in, quiet space, you know, for a little while and everything else, and just focusing on training twice a day, doing this and that. And just kind of, I remember Trevor's like, where are we going to live? He was like, man, I'm going to have you move in a Del Mar country club. It's like an older like country club, like nobody there. There's nobody around, like really quiet. Like,
they ain't got no iPhones in there.
Nah, just like, it was just like, I was like, well, okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just remember like being so locked in that moment. And I think part of it was, and maybe this is the gift that God's given me. Maybe it's just the things I've been through in life, seeing my dad pass away, you know, the obstacles I had to do, you know, all that stuff too. And, you know, just being through some stuff. I think it gave me great perspective on knowing that, you know, sometimes life is not going to always go your way. Like losing my dad did not go my way. You know, what I wanted, you know, my dad's leg getting amputated, like basically like the first week of school when I get to college, like that did not go my way and definitely didn't go his, you know? And so I'm like, okay, how do I adjust? And I think the thing for me is the ability to be consistent, but the ability to consistently adjust and the ability to not block things off where you're not emotional or anything like that, but just to be able to be in the moment, say it is what it is. Here's the truth. Here's what happened. And then here's how to overcome it. And just being very tactical about it in that approach, being very neutral in my mindset in that approach, and not saying this is, because like a lot of people mentally are saying, oh, this is the end of my career. Oh, well, woe was me and this and that. And I just remember starting the 2015 season, the season didn't start off the way we wanted. It was like everything was going against us and everything was going against me and all this and all the noise and this and that. And then all of a sudden I remember getting treatment, and it was that year, 2015. It was right before I actually played the Steelers. I remember sitting, and I remember all the noise, and I just said, you know what, God, I remember just praying about it. I remember saying, God, like basically saying to me, and I remember saying back to God, like in a way, was like, God, you chose me for this. You chose me for this. You didn't choose them. And so from then on, I was like, you know what? Whatever anybody else says, no, my God, you put me right here for this. And anybody else, if they don't have the ball in their hand, they ain't done it before, they don't.
Fuck it.
Exactly.
I'll say
You said it.
I'll
You
say
said
it
it.
for
You said
him.
it. You said it for him. I was thinking. But like, so to me, it was like, you gotta be thick-skinned in this game. You gotta be able to adjust, but also in life. You know, I think that, you know, I think the thing personally, I think just, you know, I was always perfectionist. You know, I think you're always hoping that everything goes great, you know, and, you know, I was in a relationship before, and I was young, you know, and that, and, you know, and everything else. And then, you know, all of a sudden I'm single, and I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm single for a while. I had a whole plan, man. I was like, I'm gonna be single for like 10 years. C came and just changed everything.
Yeah.
Bro. She done changed everything, you know, like a year into it. And I just remember, you know, being before I met C, like, God, what do I really want?
Yeah.
Like, what do I really, I remember 3 days before I met C, I remember being in my, being at church with my Pastor Judah, and I was talking to him, and he said something in a sermon. He said non-negotiables, and it had nothing to do with relationships. He was just talking about non-negotiables. He said the word non-negotiables, and I remember going to dinner with him afterwards, and I said, Judah, you said something in your sermon. I was like, it hit me. And he was like, what's that? You said non-negotiables. And And he said, yeah. I said, but I feel like marriage, life, everything else, like when you're trying to be with somebody, like I feel like marriage is like you got to have non-negotiables. It's like a business. It's like a business deal. Not to be cold, but it's like we're gonna be partners for life. Like we're gonna do this. Like you got to have your non-negotiables. He said, okay, I like that. I said, I feel like in every business deal you got to have your non-negotiables. I said, let's write down 5 non-negotiables. I remember saying this at the steakhouse, and I said, let's get a napkin. I got the little napkin. I said, I'm gonna write my 5 non-negotiables down. He said, okay, what are they? And he said, why 5? I said, 5 is the number of grace. It means grace in the Bible, right? In marriage, life, you got to have grace for one another. So I'm going to write 5 of them. The first one was this. The first one was, I want a woman that of great faith. She's got like just great faith. She's a believer. That was important to me because, believing in Jesus, all that meant a lot to me. And that's number 1 thing. Number 2 was I want a woman who is faithful, not just to me, but to everything that she does, like to anything and everything that she does. The third thing is I want a woman that was going to love me the way my mom loved my dad, right? Like just how my mom, when my dad was on his deathbed, just like she was willing to do anything and everything for us and for him. And I think that like you want a woman that's got grit, that's going to be there when it's thick, when it's tough, when it's hard,
right.
and things aren't going well, whatever it may be in life, when my dad has his leg amputated or whatever it may be. I think the other thing was I wanted a woman who was independent. It didn't have to be Sierra, but like had the right identity, wanted to, volunteer, wanted to be a doctor, wanted to be whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like had their own identity, didn't want to just be Russell's wife, but just like had their own identity of what they wanted to be and create and do in life. And I think the last thing is that I wanted a woman who would tilt the room. Like when they walk in the room, all the furniture slides her way. You know what I mean? Like everything slides her way.
That's a cold bar right there.
That's crazy, man. That's a cold bar. I ain't gonna hold you.
And so for me, like I just remember that. I wrote that down. We prayed over it. And 3 days later, I met C.
That's crazy.
And
that's beautiful.
And
that was 6 things. So the 6th
thing.
That was 5.
That was
He said the last 2 was 1.
2 for 1. 2 for 1.
You sipping on that tea over there. But like, but for me, like those are the 2 pivotal moments in my life. And just having children has been like, man, it's been so cool. Just, it really shows you what love is, just to be able to love kids and just do that.
Facts. I feel like we could do a whole hour just on that 7 p.m. moment right there,
Yeah,
man. Because it's like
a lot of gems in that.
That moment. We'll talk about family and stuff again in a bit, but that moment in the Super Bowl with that interception, like you said it, that could have crumbled a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like a mistake that big, would crush a lot of folks. How long did you at least allow yourself to mourn that? Because quarterback's supposed to have short memories. You got another play the next day, but the next snap, but you didn't have another play. You know what I mean? And you still had to let yourself feel this thing out before you can get back on the horse. Like how long did you at least allow yourself to mourn that play?
Yeah, I didn't sleep that night.
You already don't get a lot of sleep.
He was back on the field the next day.
I didn't sleep that night, but I just what's the hardest part is that you feel like you let your team down, you hold everyone down, and that's just the part that I hate. I do anything to win, and help the team, whatever. So the play didn't go our way, and so I think part of it was being in my 3rd year, being so young, was like, man, like, all right, I got a lot more to live. I got a lot more to go.
Yep.
And I've never been, through hard times, I've never been the one to put my head down, right? Like, if you're going to be the leader, if you're going to be a guy, if you're going to be a man, you got to face challenges and keep your head up. And sometimes, you know what? I may go in my private room, my head may be down for a little bit. When I walk out that room,
back up.
Gotta go. My chin gotta be up. Like I'm not the one to drop my head. I'm not the one to stay there. I just can't, because I've seen too much, and God's given me too much, and He's blessed us too much, and to have life, to have breath, to know my dad was on his deathbed, to know my mom was doing what she was doing to keep man, I get to play a game for football, like the game I love. Like I can't put. There's people out on the street that are struggling, trying to make the next paycheck or do this or do that or whatever and feed their kids. Like, man, okay, they made a play. I got to keep my head up. And so what I what I seek in life is, yes, winning and Super Bowls and all that. But at the end of the day, man, like for me is I want to seek purpose and meaning and more than that and joy. And man, when people see me, I want them to see a light. Like I want them to see like, you know what? He went through some stuff. And for some reason they couldn't get him. You know what I mean? Like for some reason they can't get me.
Mm-hmm. Would you say resilience is your best trait as a quarterback?
Best trait?
Or just in life?
I think the deep ball the best. Moon ball the best.
Deep ball's pretty damn good.
Moon ball best trait. Moon ball.
Deep ball's pretty damn
we'll
good.
We'll go to moon ball, then we'll say resilience. But no, I think good 1-2 punch. I think I don't blink in the face of adversity. And you know, I'm not the type to. I'm not one of those dudes that's just gonna be, you know, lip out, upset, down, moody. Yep. Like when you see me, you're gonna see a upbeat, positive, a guy who believes. But I'm gonna be neutral in the midst of it, highs, lows. On the sideline, I'm gonna be speaking life. Mm-hmm. You either love it or you don't. But you know what? I'm gonna be me every day. You're not gonna make me change. Like, you know what? Because God created me to do it. He created me, gave me the opportunity to do it. And he put me in the role for a reason. And, only so many people are called for it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you think about it, like, you got to understand there's 8 billion people in the world. For some reason, God chose me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, God chose me. Like, God chose Mel to be one of the greatest shooters of all time. Like, there's no questions asked about it. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so why second guess yourself? Right? Like, God put it inside you to do what we get to do. And so I think a big part of it is that, like, I respect everybody's, thoughts and opinions and all that. But at the end of the day, like, he chose me for it. And so I just think big part of it is just knowing who you are, not wavering, being consistent. If you're going to be a guy who's upbeat, be upbeat. If you're going to be a guy who's always kind of a jerk or whatever it may be that if you're going to be. But, like, just be consistent so people know what they're going to get. And so, I didn't say be perfect. Just said be consistent. And I've learned that, like, okay, there's tough stuff. We all go through it and understanding that.
Perseverance through faith.